What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as y'all come into the channel and check out the content. I got my guys here, Clayton, my guy Tump, and Emmanuel. What's going on, fellas?
What's that?
Man, what's happening? What's happening, everybody?
Yeah,
right.
I'm okay. Yeah, I was just doing like a little sound check, but yeah, man, it's a lot went on this week in sports, man. A lot went on. Y'all want to start on this what's the guy name? The controversy with Shannon Sharpe. Y'all want to start on this Shannon Sharpe?
Is that really sports? I mean, come on now. Are we really talking sports when we talk about what Shannon Sharpe doing on Instagram?
That's like celebrity gossip. Then is that celebrity gossip?
Yeah, that's celebrity guy. That's not sports, man.
All right. Let's start out with some
Man,
celebrity gossip.
can we start out with your boy Deion's son? Can we start out with that first?
All right, well, let's go there then. Let's go there then. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm looking at this game yesterday. All right, and I swear to you, Deion is paying these guys off to talk about his son, yo, because
Yep.
these announcers was praising what Deion's son was doing, praising him.
Yeah.
Okay, like his game last week wasn't suck ass.
Yeah.
And I noticed something that they do with Deion's son. When Deion's son has a great game, they say Deion's son is one of the greatest quarterbacks that's playing college. But when he has a bad game, they always say his offensive line sucks. You can't have it both ways. And they did that all last week. His game last week was terrible, and it was all about his offensive line. He had the same offensive line this week, and he was throwing like crazy. Okay? So my question to everybody that puts that stipulation out there like that, is Deion Sanders, is his son average quarterback to great teams or a great quarterback to below average teams? And if that's so, what NFL team is going to take him at that point?
Yeah. Well, I know. Well, go ahead, Tom.
No. I was saying that's a good point you make, man. And I don't know this right, but are the announcers of the game are they like national announcers like for CBS? Because I know that's what the game was on, or they like the home team announcers. You understand what I'm saying?
They national. They national.
Well, no. The team that he had last week was home team. This week was a national team because they played the national game tonight.
They played it right
last night.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But that's the narrative, man. That's the narrative that goes around. When they play bad, it's the defensive line fault. But when he plays well, give all the credit to him. They ain't get no kind of credit. And I was telling Mike earlier, they seemed to run the ball. They was a little bit more committed to running the ball yesterday than they had been in the past. It was one running back, he had 70 yards. Another running back had 50 yards. So they was more, you know what I'm saying, trying to run the ball more, which opens up the pass game. You know what I mean? I'm glad they finally seeing that.
Yeah.
You know?
But let's not forget
Shador still threw 40-something times, though, even with the success they had running.
They still throw it way too much, man. Yeah, they still throw it way too much.
And you know what? I think about Colorado State tried to rush only 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's going to help your running game out too. You know what I mean? They only rushing 4 guys, thinking that Colorado is really that weak in the run that you can do. You know what I mean? That you can still stop them with 4. Only way you can stop a team from running, and you got 4. You got to have some elite dudes up front.
Yeah, but see, Mike, they probably didn't think they was going to run. They probably just thought they was going pass, and they could get to them with just 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could drop everybody else back, get to them with 4.
I don't think Colorado State's program is all that stout in the first place.
Me either.
And yeah. So, I just think Colorado had a matchup that was favorable, and they did what they were supposed to do. If you can get pushed on the O line and you can run, you do it, and they did it.
I'm glad they
also,
took advantage of it. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
glad
they took advantage of their opponent. Now,
right.
my only takeaway is, this, I knew it's all predictable. You knew after the game, Deion was going to play the victim. Like I'm just struggling with that whole mentality, that victim mentality. Like nobody's going to say nothing to Colorado State for saying these negative things about my program. Like, why even focus on that? You had a great game. You had some production.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't really about that, and that's not why you do what you do, why you acknowledging it, period. That's my only thing, with the whole situation. So I just think this is a fugazi kind of win. And I don't think it's going to be indicative to what you're going to see moving forward from the team. I just think they had a favorable opponent.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And certain things as a coach, man, you're supposed to be above anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the players gonna get involved with that talking back and forth and stuff like that, that's fine. But you know what I mean? As a coach, you gotta be above that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Lead all that other stuff to the young men playing.
He couldn't wait to sit down with the media to say that. He couldn't wait.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But he created
But that's
that
what he
culture.
do.
He created that culture.
He creating it.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
he trying to create like a us versus them type mentality.
Yeah.
But it's looking kind of played out the way he doing. You know what I mean? Like it's looking
Right.
like he applying it to a situation. He overdoing it basically.
Right. Like he's trying to make it up. Like he's trying to, what I mean, make it up. Like he's trying to create. You know what I'm saying? It's us against the world type of thing, man. And that's not all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's not all it is. It's some people that have a problem with how you run your program and how you coach, and you throwing the ball up 19 with 50-some seconds left, and you still throwing the ball. People gonna say something about that. You know what I mean? People gonna say something about that. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I do give his son. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
I gotta say he only does it to boost the stats up.
Yeah.
But the problem is the one stat that a lot of people starting to look at now is that win-loss record.
Yeah.
And if you look at the fact that remember what they did with your boy Daniel Jones with New York? Daniel Jones, when he went into NFL, he wasn't proven, as a real legitimate, quarterback. Everybody, oh, he got a strong arm, he this and he's that. But when the Giants picked him up, everybody was like, whoa, what is the Giants doing? Look where the Giants are now. So when it comes to Deion Sanders' son, he has talent. Okay. But when he's on that level that Deion's trying to put him on, he got to beat some quality teams.
Yeah.
And North Dakota State last year was like 1-12 or something like that.
Yeah.
So they stuck last year. Colorado State.
But I don't know if Colorado as a team, as a whole team, is good enough to be quality. Like I just don't put that on the quarterback himself. But I don't think their program. I don't think that they had that kind of program that can beat these teams contending for national championships and things like that. So, I do think
what's interesting when Deion came in last year, man. I think he brought maybe like 60 like new players from the portal. You understand? And then this year is like another 30. He brought from the portal. So this is like a whole new regime
it's a whole new team. It's a whole new team.
And they all his guys. And they're all his guys. His coaching staff, the players, they're all his guys. You know what I mean? So
I don't know how you build a program like that.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Like, is that good for longevity? When you build like that?
That's why I don't think Deion's going to stay long once his sons go.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't think he is either.
Man, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. Once the door leaves, I think Deion will be looking for greener pastures, just like when he was down Jackson.
Right.
I don't think he's going to stay long. My personal opinion, I don't think it's after this coaching job. I don't think there's going to be greener pastures for Deion because of his performance here at this school. You know what I mean? Like I think if Deion was really serious about coaching and building something, I think Deion would have stayed at Jackson State, where he had, you know what I mean? Where he would have been able to bring in the talent. He'd have been able to get the talent at that level that would have made him successful. He had already
Yeah.
he had
Yeah.
already experienced some success while he was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
that stage wasn't
So
big enough for him, Mike.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just made a post earlier this week about like Deion Sanders comparing him to Eddie Robinson, right? And so his legacy could have been almost like the same as Eddie Robinson, but like you said, Tom, that stage wasn't big enough for him, and the money, you know what I mean, wasn't probably wasn't big
Well,
enough for
see,
him. So he didn't want what Eddie Robinson, he didn't want that type
Right.
of legacy.
Right.
you
Right.
guys, but you gotta understand what Eddie Robinson did for HBCU football. Okay,
Right.
he's transcending HBCU football. Now, Dion had the opportunity to take it to the next level by getting the first HBCU team in Division 1 top notch. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get them into the top 25. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not mistaken, there's only been one school out of all the HBCUs ever that's ever been ranked in the top 25 ever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So Dion had a chance to make Jackson State relevant in all of college
Mm-hmm.
football, not
Right.
just
Yep.
HBCUs. You know what I'm
Right.
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
And that would have been the next step to carry
Mm-hmm.
Robinson or his legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Get HBCUs relevant to where though they can be in the top 25, no
one
matter
quick
who
one,
they
one
play.
quick one quick thing, Clay, before you say that, right? This, in my opinion, that would have been Deion Sanders. Like that would have been a second Hall of Fame type career for Deion Sanders had he stayed at Jackson State.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
what would you ready to say, Clayton?
No, just to piggyback off both of you guys, but and piggyback off man especially, not just to lift Jackson State up into that high ranking, he had a chance to lift HBCUs up. Period. The
Right.
whole SWAC conference, everything.
Mhm.
And like when he first took that job, I was saying to Mike, we had a conversation earlier this week that when he first got that job, my initial thought was they grabbed him up out of that rank to slow the momentum of shifting the power in college football. Because what he was doing was creating a new trend. He was the first H. Jackson State actually flipped the #1 recruit from Florida State to
Right.
HBCU. He
Yeah.
took Travis Hunter from Florida State. That was major. And that ruffled Nick Saban's feathers and a whole bunch of other people's feathers because now you got a trend now. Okay, for years, they've always taken our talent and used our talent for those big white universities. But Dion was bringing in a new precedent, right? So he could
And,
have shift the whole dynamic. But guess what they did? They grabbed them up. But I believe they grabbed them up only to destroy his character and his cachet and his credentials. You know, because I don't necessarily believe the Colorado alumni is really behind him like that. I
Right.
think they brought him in, they used him because first you get Travis Hunter. If you get him as a coach, you get Travis Hunter at your program, who was the #1 recruit in the country at the time. Then you get his son at your program. So I'm going to use him to get these two athletes here. I'm also going to get attention, money, and everything else. I'm going to use them up. But then now, after his reputation gets destroyed, you then killed the momentum of the HBCU. You kept the power dynamic in place, meaning the status quo, and now you're done with him. And
So
I felt like that's what they was going to do to him.
I got a question then. So with
Yeah.
that being said, #1, do you think like that move when he had a chance to have a second Hall of Fame type career and he chose to go to Colorado, do you think that is like considered like a sellout move?
Well, yeah, it's indicative to what we always do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think it is. It's money. I mean, so he went for the bag, you know, and for the line. Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think?
A lot of
but
these
see,
coaches,
to me,
a lot of them
yeah.
coaches, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was going to say, because to me, it seemed like Dion, it was structured for Dion. He knew what he was doing. Dion is a smart man, smart
Yeah.
businessman. You know what I'm saying? He knew wherever he took his two sons, you know what I'm saying? He could hype that program up. And everybody got to remember, let's remember first, Dion, like you said, took Travis Hunter from Florida State before the transfer portal got into place.
Yep.
So he did that from recruiting talking to the
Yep.
parents, getting them in there to convince them that the HBCU is where where your son wants to go and
Yep.
be a star. So
Yep.
Deion could have changed the whole narrative of what an HBCU football
Yep.
program is about.
Look
He
like.
orchestrated the situation right. I'm gonna use this a step further. And
Mm.
Colorado was the first school to be like, yo, I'll give you whatever you want. Just come over here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
So they
believe me, if Colorado wasn't Colorado probably was not the only school that was recruiting Deion. They was probably the only school that was going to give him carte blanche to anything he wanted.
You got
Because
to remember too, before the Jacksonville job, Deion wanted to coach Florida State.
Florida State. Yep.
right,
He wanted to coach Florida State. Florida State
Yep.
didn't give him an interview.
That's
Mhm.
true.
right.
Florida State didn't even give him an interview. They ain't talked
That's
to him or
true.
nothing. Say you ain't got no experience, whatever. So that's why I believe he went to Jackson State to get
So
that experience. You know
That
what I mean?
is why he did it. That is why he did it.
I
That's true.
never thought he was going to be at Jackson State long. I never thought that. So when he moved on to Colorado,
Mhm.
it wasn't a surprise to me. You
but you
understand?
Gotcha.
got to hold on. Did you
Wasn't a
think?
surprise to me.
I gotta say, did you
Mhm.
think Deion was going to change the narrative of HBCU though?
If he had stayed,
Yes.
Well, no, just being that period. I
no,
mean, like,
no, I didn't
so when
because I don't think that's where his heart was. His heart wasn't there to try to change the
It
culture,
wasn't.
change it. You know what I mean? He was already had one eye, you know what I mean, on a bigger
Mhm.
prize, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he was going to be that long because he wasn't there
Mhm.
to change the culture, like Clayton was saying earlier. Mike was stating,
Right.
you know what I mean, to be mentioned with the likes of Eddie Robinson and things like that.
Right.
I don't even think that's what he wanted. He
I
just
Now,
think it would have
Tom.
been a smarter business move had he stayed at Jackson State. You know
It
what I mean?
well could have been. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm,
Yeah. You
I'm
just saying right.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not saying I'm just saying like because all right, people think like him going to Colorado was a big business move, right? Colorado gave him complete control of the program, and they gave him the money that he was looking for. But
Mhm.
what Colorado gave him now, that's like the short term, right?
Mhm.
Just imagine like the impact he would have had on HBCUs, football, advertising, marketing, and
Yes.
all that stuff if he had to turn the whole HBCU scenery around.
Mhm.
Like what kind of sponsors he would be getting, what kind of, you know what I mean? Just like the love and the accolades all together that
Mhm.
if you do something like that big, that's why I said, is that really a sellout move?
Mhm.
He took probably like, I don't know what is like 25, $30 million. I don't know. It might be more than that.
I think it's 35. The contract with
35,
Colorado. I think
$35
it's
million.
35. Yeah.
All right. So that's like getting a signing bonus. And then like for the rest of your career, you don't get really nothing. Because after he leave Colorado, that $35 million, that's it. But I think over the long run, he'd have made probably hundreds of millions of dollars if he'd have turned the HBCU around as far as like advertising and money that would have been flowing into those universities, man. I think he would have got way more than $35 million.
And the thing
And,
about it is, go ahead, Clay, go ahead.
no, yeah. I'm just saying, and like Tunk saying, that wasn't his intention. So I get
Right.
that, right? But I want to ask Tunk this question. But his verbiage, do you feel a way about his verbiage? Because when he got there, it's all about the schools. It's all about these kids. It's all about uplifting the HBCUs. It's all about what he was saying. He was saying that
God sent them there and all
yeah,
that.
God sent him that. Right. So now, so it to me, that's why I brought that up in my post years ago. I just felt like you knew that was your intent from the beginning. Just be real about that. Stay 100 with that. And what he did with Jackson State and the fact that it was a winning program, he would have been able to flip so many more other players. He would have been able to recruit so many other players because they got a winning program.
Yeah.
Now with this Colorado stuff, this year is going to be huge. If they come out with a bad record, like who's going to really want to go play there with him?
Nobody.
And then eventually they're going to be done with him. Right.
Well, you
Right.
know,
it's not gonna happen.
yeah, you know that running back that he had last year, he plucked them from Notre Dame and then didn't use them. So that running back left.
Yeah.
That running back left, but he took a running back from Notre Dame. I can't remember the young brother name, but he got a running back from Notre Dame. This was last year. And he never ran him. He never handed him the ball. So that brother transferred out this year. I don't know where he went.
And you know,
like that.
And you know why? Because his son is the main focus. His son needs to get that 300 yards per game type stat there. But if you got a stout running back and you get 150 yards a game with 20, 25 carries, your son may not get them numbers.
Exactly.
And that's the problem with Deion and his coaching. Instead of him coaching a team, Deion coaches his sons and has the team help his son get where he needs to go. You know what I'm saying? So he'll sacrifice everything.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly
right. Because I'm gonna tell you this, Travis Hunter, he's a great player. He goes both ways. He's great. But if you're looking out for Travis Hunter, first of all, you will start Travis Hunter as a wide receiver because wide receivers makes more money in the NFL than D-backs do.
Than a cornerback.
Than cornerbacks. They make more. Yo, wide receivers besides quarterbacks are the top paid players in the NFL right now. Okay? So you would want to start him on that offensive side of the ball instead of the defensive side of the ball. Okay? And then part two, he will only if I'm coaching Travis, you're only going to come in diamond nickel situations. You're not going to be on defense the whole time because I don't want to kill you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I don't want to kill you.
There, the more susceptible you are to getting injured. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yep.
Hey, you know what?
Do y'all remember though when people were saying about Nick Saban at Alabama, like Nick Saban run his players into the ground, so by the time they get to the NFL, they basically be on E. You know, and so this is the same thing Deion Sanders is doing with this guy, this kid Travis Hunter. Like, what is he going to have left for the NFL? You playing over 100 snaps at the college level?
That's crazy, man.
But see, I'm gonna tell you the difference between what you said between Deion and Nick Sanders. I mean, Nick Saban. The big difference is going to be this. First of all, Nick Saban, every single game he plays is on TV. Okay, so if I'm playing in his system, I want to play so I can get that exposure. Deion guys are playing now and then because of the superstar ratings that's going on. All right. So if Deion program was at that level that Alabama is, we're talking two different stories right now. Okay. Because Nick Saban stayed at that level because his guys knew what they had to do. So if I'm a running back at Alabama, I know I was getting the ball 25 times a game. I just got to be built for it. They're not doing that. They're not building a program in Colorado. They're building individuals. And that's the difference in between the two.
Now, do you think it ever gets you to the point where, say, like when Shador leaves, do you think Deion would change his focus and be more program oriented as opposed to individual based?
I'm gonna say no on that. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say no, and the reason why I'm gonna tell you no is because if you look at the transfer portal, what Deion is bringing in and going out, that shit is like a freeway right now. Okay, you're bringing 4 and 5 star recruits, and you're losing 4 or 5 star recruits. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Until he can fix that point where people that you bring in want to stay, and you're bringing in 20, 25, 4 or 5 star recruits, but you're only losing 1, maybe 2.
Right.
And that's just because of your depth chart. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather lose a 4 or 5 recruit because I'm too deep than me losing it.
Right. I'm too deep.
Or me losing, besides me losing it because I'm not getting the opportunity to play these guys because I'm focused on 1 or 2 guys in the program.
And sometimes your philosophy reflect you. So Deion always been a jump ship, go to this team, go to that team, a hired gun, so to speak, and more individual than team. You know, not saying he wasn't a good teammate. I'm just saying his persona was that. So to me, it'd be hard to see him build a program based on that. You know, just
me. Always me. You know what I'm saying?
He was more of a mercenary than he was like, you know what I mean? Mercenary.
But hey, look at his career. How many teams did Deion play for? 4 teams in his whole career? 5 teams?
Yeah, so he
And
played in.
his last team was the Ravens, right? His last team was the
Yeah, the
19, the
last team
Ravens.
was the Ravens.
It
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah,
the Redskins. I always thought his
Or the
last team.
Washington. It was
Yeah,
Washington, I think.
the
I think
Redskins.
he had one
that was
stint in
five.
Washington
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
So that's 5 teams then.
yeah, five.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Let's move on to Did y'all see what
Uh,
happened to Tua?
hey, I'm sorry, 11:30, gentlemen. My tea time is coming up. Wish me
All
luck.
right.
I'm going to hit it out, baby. Y'all
All
got to
right.
take care,
No,
all right?
man.
All
All
right,
right.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
gentlemen.
Man,
All
enjoy
right.
your round.
yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes,
Next
sir.
week, hey, Cowboys next week. I'm going to hit y'all from Cowboys Stadium in the tailgate, all right?
All right,
That's
Oh,
gonna be
that's
All
dope.
right.
Now that's
yeah.
dope right there.
Yeah, that's gonna
Live
be
we're going to be live at Irving, Texas, baby.
all right.
That's
That's what's
dope.
up.
All right,
Do the
take it
Ravens
easy.
play them next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. The
Oh
Ravens
yeah.
Cowboys game, baby.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
All right, guys,
All
take it easy.
right, man.
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
So look, y'all did now. Y'all see what happened to Tua? What was that
Yeah.
against Buffalo?
Man,
That was a scary scene
Yeah.
right there for Tua.
man,
Yeah.
I think, man, Tour, man, it's so unfortunate, man, because that was a routine tackle. That
Yeah.
wasn't even nothing, you know what I mean? Like no big hit. That was a routine tackle, man. I really think, man, and I like Tour, you know what I'm saying? I like him. He just might not be built for this contact sport, man. He just might not be built for it, man. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, man. It really is. It's unfortunate, man. But you can't forsake your health, man, for that, man. You know what I mean? You can't, man. You know what I mean? You plan on having children and grandchildren, man. You want to have all your faculties in order, man.
Yeah.
You might have to consider stepping away, man. I mean, serious consideration, man.
Yeah.
And I know it's tough. He not even how old's Tua, man? 27, 26.
Yeah. He like in his
Yeah. He's not 30 yet.
Right, exactly. He's not 30 yet. He's a real young man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's just unfortunate, man. It really
well.
is.
And these issues, concussions and stuff, date back to college too. So
Right. Yeah. And
that's
so
tough. But I thought after the Buffalo game a couple years ago, the first week they played Buffalo and he got slammed to the ground, and the Dolphins was saying it was his back and
I
neck. It
remember.
wasn't a concussion,
I remember.
but everybody could clearly see it was, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, at that point, since they cleared them and everything, to me, they were liable at that point. Now he didn't have to sue anything, but when he had that situation with the Bengals, that's it for me. That would have been it. I know I got them liable. I'm sure they would have compensated me. You know, I'm walking away from it. Now that's easy for me to say. You know
No,
what I mean? Because
but he
I don't.
still, but that contract, that's like insured. So he still get his bread. Whatever is
Now he
guaranteed,
did right with this. Yeah. But I'm just saying back then,
Right.
I wouldn't even have risked it moving forward because I could have got big money
Right.
because the Dolphin doctor cleared me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he kept playing. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I know once you made to do something, that's all you able to do. And if you can't do it, you can still suffer mental illness. If you understand what I'm saying. So in other words, if you're a singer and you can't sing, if you're a football player and you can't play, this can create a depression. So it's not as easy as just let me walk away. Now, what I would do if I was him, me personally, I would find another way to participate in football outside the NFL just to keep my sanity, so to speak, and still express myself in that way. But I would leave because it's like you said, it doesn't look like his body is built for this, man, at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So, but
Yeah.
when do like the league step in or the team step in and protect him from himself? You know what I mean? Say, well, you know, like, are they going to wait until he gets seriously or he has some permanent damage until, you know, they step in? Especially like the Miami Dolphins.
You make a good point, Mike. You make a good point because I think it's to the point now where as though somebody else might have to make that decision for him.
Right.
Because, you know, you hear an athlete, here, competitor, he going to say, I'm fine, I want to play. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it might have to, I don't know as far as the NFL, but maybe the team, you know what I'm saying, might say, man, we can't put you out there. You know what I mean? It's too big of a risk for us to put you out there.
Risk.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's like a fighter, like their coach or their trainer throwing a towel in for them. You know what I mean? Because some people will fight, until they'll fight to the end.
Until they're willing to die. They're willing to die out there. They're willing to die in the ring. Ali said that one time.
Yeah.
He was talking in his head. He said, "What that guy don't know is I'm willing to die for this."
Yeah.
And you know I'm gonna tell you that's a good point because Joe Frazier, that Manila fight that they stopped, that they stopped. But Frazier said, because he was mad at Archie Moore. He was mad at Archie Moore, right? For throwing the towel in.
Yeah.
He said, man, let him kill me. Let him kill me before you throw the towel in. You know what I'm saying? And Archie Moore like, nah, I'm not doing. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. They didn't speak for years after that, man. They didn't speak for years after that. Yeah.
That's how them guys are wired, man. That's how they wired.
Who is the fighter? What's the black? He's Israel. What's his name? The guy that fight the he fight the mixed martial arts. He real good. Not John Bones Jones, but the other guy. I think Israeli something. But they had him.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
They had him mic'd up during a fight, and he was losing. He was getting I don't know what beat out of him.
Right.
And he was mic'd up, and you could hear him saying that, I'm willing to die for this during the fight. And I mean, just like doing, I'm like that kind of.
How they wired.
I'm about to say they ain't just talk. They not just saying
no. They wired. They wired like that.
They mean it. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, you almost gotta be that way in order to even love that sport. You almost gotta be that way. Yeah.
I mean, he was in there. This guy was beating the crap out of him, and he was saying that I'm willing to die for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wound up winning that fight. Huh?
He wound up winning.
He wound up winning.
Yeah.
But man, shoot.
Yeah.
Yep. So I feel you guys though. You feel like maybe the Dolphins NFL should step in on his behalf, save him from himself. The problem with that and with the NFL is, that contract. When you taking him off the field, you know what I mean? You kind of conceding to losing that money, so to speak. They so caught up in that contract. You know what I mean? That's why they have a hard time cutting players when they pay them a lot, because they got to eat the salary, So that all this does to me is just sends a message to everybody about the league and what you really watching. This shit is a business. They could care less about these players.
If you can't talk that guy out of stepping away, and I'm not saying that's something that's easy to do, but if you can't, man, I might have to shut him down for the year.
But they don't.
You can't play this year. You know what I'm saying?
They don't have no interest in that.
Yeah.
The only time they have an interest in that if it's giving a bad stain on the NFL, if it's a bad PR look. But other than that, they don't have no interest in that. They will spin it in the meeting.
Does that make the league look, say like once he retire or something like that? Do that make the league look bad then though? You know what I mean? If he had permanent damage once he retired?
Yeah, but they don't care, Mike. That's just like with them CE cases and all them players. They had to pay and stuff. They don't care,
right?
Man, them print money. NFL print money, man. They don't care.
Yeah. For some people, they'll look bad in some people's eyes, and for other people will see it different, justify. He made his own decision. So the NFL understand that. They don't really care at all.
Yeah, I mean, because truth be told, like all of us, we like to watch football. So no matter what happens, you tour, we'll say, you know what I mean, that's messed up. But you know what I mean? Like next week, we'll still be watching. You know what I mean?
Next week. Right. We'll tune in next week. We'll tune in next week. But see, us as fans, we fans, we're gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Gladiator sport, whatever. But as participants, it should be your priority to make sure your health is intact and you know what I mean, you healthy after football, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean, in the long term. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, we're gonna be watching football 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? So you're the one gonna have to look out for yourself in that sense.
Right. How many of those guys after their career over and they dealing with all this stuff? Like Tony Dorsett. Tony Dorsett right now is he's in a bad state, from all the concussions and stuff. But them guys that say, I don't regret, I would do it all over again. I wouldn't change one thing.
Yeah.
So what's going on inside of them, man? They wired different. They
Yeah.
are wired different,
And
man.
you know what, man? I heard when they, with all this collision stuff, and they got that safety
Mhm.
helmet now where you can put that pad on
Mhm.
over top of your helmet, whatever. And I remember guys saying, man, they would rather you hit them high, the shoulders, the head, whatever, than low.
Then them legs.
Because if you take their knees out, their career might be over. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? In an instant. You know what I mean? You take their knees out, you know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
got a career-threatening injury. So they would
Yep.
rather be hit high than low.
Yep.
Because,
Well,
they wheels,
that mentality goes to like, all right, it just goes to like, it's just like delayed gratification or delayed, like the repercussions come later on. Like if somebody hits you in the knees, like the repercussions are immediately.
Right.
You know what
Yep.
I mean? Whereas though, like, that's just like people who smoke cigarettes. You know what I mean? Like if you smoke a cigarette today, you know what I mean? It takes a cumulative effect. But by the time you get up in age and you've been smoking for 20 years, then you turn around to regret it.
Yep.
So people don't have like the foresight. You know what I mean? People rather pay the piper later on than pay him now. And so that's
and some people say, I'm not even sure that I'm even going to live long enough to feel those effects because we don't know when we're leaving.
Yeah. Hey, it was a famous baseball player that said, I don't know, y'all might remember once y'all hear the saying. He said, had I known I was going to live this long, I would have took better care of myself.
I would have took better care of myself. Somebody said that.
Mickey Mantle said that.
Yeah.
Was it Mickey Mantle?
It was one of those old guys.
Because Mickey Mantle, man, was an alcoholic, man. You know what I'm saying? He drank all the stuff like that. So he said, I took better care of myself.
I took better care of myself.
Funny, but it was true. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When I was going to live this long, I'd have took better care of myself.
Yeah, because I think his father died at an early age, his grandfather died, his brother died. Everybody died at an early age, all the men in his family. So he figured he was going, be another one. You know what I'm saying?
He crashed out when he was young. You know what I mean? He just lived on the edge.
Right.
Then, and so that's the mentality though. Like, and so even when we have players like who retire, who a few years ago there was a couple football players who retired like early in their careers, and then people
they stopped.
He was outraged and couldn't understand that. You know what
I
mean?
I remember Patrick Willis when he retired.
Patrick Willis.
That surprised me. You know what I'm saying? When he, but like you say, he was a linebacker. That's collision all the time. So, he got his 9. I don't even know if he played 10 years, but it was around like 9 or 10 seasons. And he like, I'm out. And that surprised me at the time. Yeah.
Calvin Johnson left.
Yep.
Calvin Johnson left. There's been a lot of players recent, though. They've been leaving.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. That still could have had, something left in the tank. And they like, nah, man, I'm gonna get out of here. The thing about Calvin Johnson is, man, which is interesting. He comes from a family of scholars, man. His mom got her PhD, his pop got his master's, his sister. You know what I'm saying? And when he wanted to leave Georgia Tech early, his mom and pop sat him down and said, "Explain." Yeah. Like it ain't a money thing, because you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So you got to explain why you want to forego your education. And he had to promise them that he would go back and get his degree, which he did wind up doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did wind up going back and get his degree, but they real heavy on that. They was real heavy on that education. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I admire players who can, like Barry Sanders. I think he still had some gas in the tank. You know what I mean? When he left,
a whole lot.
Yeah.
He retired in his prime, at the peak of his power.
He still could have. He still could have packed. I mean, he still would have been putting up numbers, a lot more numbers. You know, when he left. But I'm glad Barry Sanders left. I wouldn't want to see him go out like Earl Campbell, man. You know.
Right, man. See, that's what you say. See, you know the selfishness of the fan part. You still want to see that player at his peak. You know what I mean? Doing great things. You know what I mean? So sometimes, oh man, he shouldn't retire. But now you look at him now. He still got all his fat. He's no slurred speech or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. You know,
and he's got television commercials and stuff. He's got his celebrity, so that can earn him a paycheck. A nice one at that. Yeah.
Yeah. So But and Earl Campbell. So what you think? Earl should have retired like in year 3.
I know. Because when he only played, how many years Earl played? 8.
He played 6.
I don't know how many.
He played
6.
6
No
years.
way, Mike. No way, Mike. He only played 6 seasons.
Earl ain't played that long.
Wow, that's crazy.
Earl should have left like after year 2, Tom.
That's crazy, man. I only played 6 seasons. That is crazy, man.
If you look at the way Earl Campbell and Bo Sanders, Bo Jackson, how violent they ran.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't run out of bounds.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, man. They low on their shoulder, they low on their head. Yeah, they trying to run you over. You know
on that play that ended Bo career, on a play that ended Bo career, he could have easily went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Well, nowhere else for him to go.
Right.
But you're not taught. You're not taught to do that, man. No, that's what I'm saying. You got to put it. You got to sell out for your team. You know, that's the mentality.
He played, especially back then. You know,
back then.
Yeah. Now it's like live to see another day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Emmitt Smith and Tony Dorsett would have ran out, which I thought was smarter. You know what I mean? Extended their career. Sometimes, you know, you got to run out of bounds, man. You know.
Yeah.
But the way they ran.
You know, I think Eric Dickerson ran. He didn't run, but I think Eric Dickerson ran straight up. He took a lot of contact and stuff. Yeah. He had a long career. If you look at him, he got all his faculty. He thriving in his retirement. Yeah. So, you know, every case is different too. So when you go in with that mentality, the fact that you don't know, you can justify whatever it is you want to do, you know, because you don't know. Ain't no guarantee, you know. So, but yeah, Earl was violent, son.
Damn, I didn't know he only played 6. That is crazy. I know Gale Sayers only played 6 seasons, but Gale Sayers was a different type runner. You know what I'm saying? He didn't like Earl was. He was a different type runner. You know, Gale Sayers.
Did he get 6 or 5? Did he get 6 seasons?
I believe he played 6. Yeah, he played 6 seasons.
Gale was bad too.
Return kicks and all that stuff too. You know what I mean?
Everything.
Yeah. He was Swiss Army knife. You know what I mean? Swiss Army.
Before we talk about some more football, let's talk about like the WNBA, man. And Asia Wilson, right? Asia Wilson, they just recently beat the Fever. And I think that's the one team right there, like that the Fever haven't beat yet. I think it was the Aces, man. But Asia Wilson is like on a tear, Jack. She on a tear. I think she averaged like 27 points a game. You know, man, and she on a tear. Let me see where they number 4 overall with a record of 24-13. But I think because they got those 2 championships under their belt, man, I think the Aces, man, I'm not even going. You got to beat the champion. I'm not even going to count the champions out until you beat them.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wouldn't count them out, but I'm just saying, I just think Minnesota, if you look at the last game when they played the Fever Friday night, the Fever should have beat that game. They missed 10 free throws. That game was a 4-point game, and they shut Asia down. She only had like 14 or something like that. Minnesota is a much better defensive team. Much better.
Then who? Clayton?
In Indiana. Yeah. In Indiana. In Indiana, really, I mean, the first game they got them by 11, but that second game, Indiana was right there. It was a 4-point game, and they missed 10 free throws, you know, from the line. And they shut, like I said, Asia didn't go off. Now, who went off, who had a big night, was Chelsea Gray. Her shot was falling. But I just think that, I just think that fatigue, and I think it's hard to keep repeating as a champion. And the way Minnesota playing right now, I don't think the Aces going to repeat. I just don't.
But Mike made this point last week. If y'all can remember, Mike was making this point that the Aces shouldn't get caught up trying to just keep feeding. You know what I'm saying? Right. Shouldn't just keep feeding. You know what I mean? Spread the ball around and let other people stay in the rhythm of the game and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Maybe they didn't learn that instead of just force feeding her. Because remember, Clay, you saying they want to solidify and lock down her MVP.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So maybe, you know what I mean? They're like, well, that might not be conducive to winning a third title. So maybe we should, you know what I mean, focus on just everybody getting their touches and things like that.
That's what I like about Gray, like the last game Gray had. That's why I like that Gray was able to step up, and it wasn't all about, you know, they proved that if they can prove that they can win in different ways with not just Asia, because a team in the playoffs, you're right, team's going to try to shut down Asia and take Asia out the game. But Gray and is Plum back? Is Plum back yet?
Yeah, she played. But I wasn't all that. The Aces played great D, but I wasn't all that impressed with their defensive presence in those two matchups in Indiana, because it's easy to stop Indiana. All you got to do is make it tough on Caitlin and Kelsey, because Indiana's post players, they're not that offensive. They don't have like Aaliyah can put up points, but Aaliyah's not an outstanding offensive threat. But when you go against them, it wasn't just the fact that Indiana slowed them down and they only scored 70-something points the other night. On the other side, Minnesota, every person on that court can score. So now you got to play deep. It's not just that. I'm not sure if they can stop Minnesota. You understand? Minnesota plays both ends of the floor, all five players.
Well, the thing is with Minnesota too is what's important to Minnesota, and I would like the Chelsea Gray did the same thing. They know that Aaliyah Boston and the young lady Smith, the low post players for the Fever, is dependent on Caitlin Clark getting them the ball. So what they do, they don't allow those entry, like they play up on Caitlin, and they don't allow her to have those easy entrance passes. You know what I mean? Like a lot of players, you know what I mean? Like once you pass the ball off to, to somebody else, they don't respect you as far as like.
Well, what I'm saying is them repeating. You got a team like Minnesota in the field.
Yeah. That's
not their situation.
Yeah.
They have 5 players, man. And they don't rely on one person. They can have 4 people with 6 and 6, 8 and 6. No, it's all spread around. That's a hard team to defend, and they can defend you. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying. I'm just saying what I'm noticing from the Aces in terms of their getting a 3rd championship.
Yeah.
I'm just not so sure because Minnesota's in the field. That's all I'm saying. You know. Yeah,
well, we can't count out the Liberty and and Connecticut, man. Connecticut look good too.
I'm counting Connecticut out. I'm counting them out.
What? Yeah. Why are you counting Connecticut out?
They don't have enough offensive power, in my opinion, to beat Minnesota, the Liberty, or the Aces.
Yeah.
No. Alyssa Thomas is a good point guard. They got some score. They just not that. I'm not. I've watched them close. They're a good, aggressive team. They ain't winning it.
They more so like Georgetown back in the day. Remember like Georgetown, and John Thompson stint when he was like more like minded.
Yeah. Connecticut wouldn't beat Indiana in a series.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah.
Not at this stage, no.
I want to see them go head to head though, Connecticut and Indiana, just to see if Indiana can if they can overcome that hurdle right there.
Yeah. But I'm gonna say one thing too. Though. Indiana, Friday night, I loved what happened with them. I think they even grew even more because Indiana went in at halftime. They shut Caitlin down the whole first half. She got frustrated, got another technical.
Yeah.
But that third quarter, the whole second, she scored 18 in the second. She finally got it out of her head because she was intimidated.
Yeah.
She has been intimidated by the Aces.
Yeah.
That third quarter, fourth quarter, it finally got out of her head. And I like how they brought the game and all the way back and tied. I think they grew up more in that loss Friday night to the Aces.
Yeah.
I think they grew from losing these 2 back-to-backs. And Friday night they showed it. They should have won that game. But I'm gonna say Connecticut right now and any other team outside of Minnesota and the Aces, none of the rest of them want to see Indiana.
Yeah.
None of
So let me ask y'all this. Everybody at their best. Who would you say the favorite is? Everybody at their best. Who would you say the favorite is?
I'm saying Minnesota because I think they all starting around in the shape. They all playing playoff basketball. I say Minnesota. Man, you got five guys, 5 scorers on the team that can score at any time.
Who you say, Mike? Everybody at their strength. Who you say?
At their best, I think that the Aces, I think at their best is the Aces are at their best. Number one, I think because Clayton Wright, like the Aces have a focal point, right? And so what in my opinion, you comparing like the Detroit Pistons when they had that team that beat the Lakers, you know what I mean? Like they had balance on that team. That's you know what I mean? But then I think that this team with the Aces is like they got a focal point. It's like having Jordan. You know what I mean? But you're not going to shut Jordan down. And that's what I think. That's what I think. Asia Wilson represents like a Jordan versus Detroit, who got, you know what I mean? Like they had Chauncey and Wallace and all those guys, right? You know what I mean? That damage could come from anywhere. Plus, they did play tough defense. But yeah, until somebody
the equalizer though. But that's the equalizer though. Asia is the equalizer though.
Oh yeah.
I feel.
But not you. And then see, I don't want to like the talent that's around Asia is
they good. They good. Yeah,
they capable of, and they got that championship pedigree. So I'm gonna go with the Aces. Although I see what Clayton's saying though, because I like the coaching staff. You know what I mean? I like both coaches though for the Aces and for the Lynx. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Their coaching staff is you know
the one that coached the Aces. That's the one that used to be on San Antonio bench, right?
Becky Hammond, yeah.
Becky Hammond, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And it's funny you mentioned. It's funny you mentioned Detroit because Bill Laimbeer put the Aces team together.
He did.
He the general manager.
At one point,
he
was. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But see, my thing is, I think Minnesota's the best defensive team, and I think collectively they're the best offensive team.
Yeah.
Now I think the Aces got the best offensive player, and I think they got the best individual player. But as a whole unit, I'm talking about. I think Minnesota got the best unit.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with everything you're saying. They the champions, 2-time champions. And Asia, and man, you know, when you listen to her interviews, even Asia Wilson said, you know, she cherished every possession, and that's something that you like to hear from. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She don't take plays off. You know what I mean? And even to the floor. Man, it's.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing. Though. Aaliyah Boston and them other girls, Friday night, they got in her shit. Friday night. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen it. And I didn't think none of them post players in Indiana could do nothing with her. They got in her shit Friday night. They really did. They really did. And Asia, everything you're saying about Asia is 100% correct. But remember, Aaliyah Boston from South Carolina too. I think they played with each other at some point. I'm not sure. I mean, how long Asia been in the league?
Asia been
4 years.
Yeah, and this is her Boston second year in the league.
Second year
in college. I mean, on the same
I don't know, but I tell you what, I don't know. But Asia, all that's true. But I just don't think she can do it by herself. And I know she got a great team. They got a super team, but I think Chelsea Gray is a little more aged. I think Jackie Young is solid, you know, but I don't know, man. I just think Minnesota, because they share that ball like crazy, man. And every last one of them can go for 30. And they shoot, and they can score from every level, like all 5 players, whether it's the 3 mid-range or post.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen nothing like it. Yeah.
I do. I want to see them bump heads, though. I do want to see them play. But just like I said, like in a series, like, all right, so you said Aaliyah Boston them got with Asia Wilson. Like in a
just
series,
Friday night. Actually, Wednesday and Friday. No, both nights. But the first night she got her points, but her efficiency was poor. She took 28 shots to get it.
Yeah.
So I think both nights, I think they did a good job against them. But go ahead. What you was gonna say? I ain't mean to cut you.
I just think like in a series, I don't think like I think Asia Wilson, her game is just so on another level. Like I think in a series, they don't, I don't think they'll be able to mess with her in a series for real.
Minnesota will.
Yeah.
Because it ain't about messing, because it's not about messing with Asia. It's not about that. It's about that whole team.
Well,
Asia gonna get hers. But I think they can do things to cancel out the other players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my take. Yeah, that's my take.
Yeah. I just think that, yeah.
And what he say?
Jim from up north said, and their coach has something to prove. Yeah, I think Minnesota coach.
Yeah.
What's her name? Reeves. I know her.
Yeah.
I just she on a mission. Yeah, she is on a mission. It seems like and she can coach. She just can coach. Yep. Yeah, man.
And I'm gonna tell you, Afisha Collier, her footwork, her agility, athleticism. I could see her getting people in foul trouble.
Yeah,
that girl nice too.
Yeah,
she nice too. I'm telling you, she nice too. Don't sleep on her.
Yeah, oh no, I like Collier.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to seeing them. Go up against each other.
I mean, Asia, the runaway, she's the best player, all that. She's everything in a bag of chips. But I don't feel that strong about that whole unit.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that strong about Becky Hammond at this point. To me, they got those 2 championships because they had a super team. But I think Minnesota ready for that ass and shit. That's just my opinion.
Well, you can't say they got it just because they had a super team, because they got it 2 years in a row though.
Yeah, because they had a super team.
Yeah.
So in other words, the balance. This is why all the players are saying, oh my God, this league is so much better now. It's so much more parity. This parity wasn't always a thing.
Well, look at if you look at the talent, or look at the New York Liberty though. All right, so the New York Liberty got they got Breonna Stewart, Sabrina Nescu, and then they got Jonquel. What's Jonquel last name?
Jones. Yeah.
Jones. That's a nice big three right there, right? And then so if you look at the Aces, they got a nice big three. Everybody just got a solid. I think there's a lot of parity in the league, and it's not like those
now.
Teams, but these teams been together. Like New York has been together for a while.
Yeah, this what I mean, Mike. All the talent was top heavy in the league. You had maybe 3 teams with all the talent, so it wasn't no parity. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I think it's been a shift. I think it's a shift going on. That's just me personally. I don't,
So who's at the
we're gonna see, but I ain't got them 3 people.
Who's at the top of the standings though? Is it Minnesota? They at the top of the standings?
The Liberty still is.
Number 1
is the Liberty, then the Lynx.
Yeah, and then you got the Sun, the Connecticut Suns, and then you got the Aces is number 4. And so and then so it's some talent out there.
So where Indiana, Mike? Where Indiana?
Indiana, I think it's number 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Indiana is number 6. They number 6. All right, let me see. All right, so y'all, before we get into some football, look, I just want to say one thing about this Shannon Sharpe fiasco, right? Before we move back into some football. And this how I think Shannon Sharpe, I kind of think like Shannon Sharpe kind of exposed himself when anytime a professional athlete get into some drama or he has some type of controversy in his life, right? Well, Magic Ty from basketball. He had Cookie by his side. You know what I mean? Kobe had some drama. That stuff that happened over in Colorado. He had his girlfriend Vanessa by his side. And then here you go, Shannon Sharpe. He got some drama in his life, and he's sitting up there with Chad Ochocinco, right? And I'm just saying, like, so if you're a man and you fighting off those kind of allegations, you fighting off all those kind of allegations, it just don't look right for you to have another dude up there sit beside you trying to fend off those kind of allegations, right?
So the allegation is that he homosexual?
Right. They like gay Alex, you know what I mean? Like that's the you like out there on the island by yourself, you know what I mean? Like what other dudes do that? You know what I mean? Like why would you sit up there with your boy and y'all talking about like gay rumors concerning you? I just don't think that's a good look. And I think that in itself is kind of effeminate. You know,
do you think he should have addressed it at all? Do you think it was worth addressing, or
I don't think he should have even addressed it. Like what do you like? Because I think people who dig Shannon Sharpe and dig his content, his talent, really probably
they gonna like him. Yeah, they don't care.
It don't
because I don't. You know what I mean? Because I don't. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So then the video to try to prove that he's not is that what it is? He made to prove that he's not.
And the way
I think it was a combination. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
I think the way he's trying to go about proving it, just like I said, if you're gonna fight that fight, you fight that fight alone, but you don't fight that fight with you and your homeboy. You know what I mean? And he's sitting up there. You know, it's just not a good look. Like what you fight that alone, or unless you have your woman beside you. You know, she trying to co-sign and she trying to vouch for your for your character and your sexuality, but not your boys.
So you think that's saying something about Ocho doing it?
I never seen that. I never seen like, you know what I mean? Like if anybody had those kind of allegations.
Well, what if it's your best friend? What if it's your best friend, right? And you know he ain't gay, and somebody say, "Yeah, your man gay." You be like, "Nah, that's my man. I know he ain't gay."
Yeah, I have seen dudes say that, right? Be like, "Yeah, but we don't do no."
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. I think that it was twofold. I think he wanted to go viral. I think it was a matter of he's caught up in this content creation world. He's caught up in the celebrity stuff. I think he not too long did one with Ray J, and I think he got this grand idea that he knew it was going to go viral and it was going to get viewership and all that. I think he did it intentional, and at the same time try to address the rumors of him being gay. But the problem with him is he's very egotistical. That's why he was such a great football player.
Yeah.
If you real egotistical, it's another thing you're going to be very insecure. The two go hand in hand. And with that being said, he just couldn't help himself. It's like instead of and then he spent all that time with that guy, that stylist that everybody knew was gay and had an open relationship with a football player. Yeah. So I just think, Shannon strategically did it, because if you just listen to what he's saying, the first thing he said, "Cat called me, you ain't gay today," and then I just think the whole thing was staged and more viewership going viral. And I think he's got some new sponsorships in terms of male performance companies and condom stuff. So I just think he just feeding right into.
You think he's that calculated though? You think Shannon Sharpe was that calculated to stage?
I think he's got a team around him, and I think he understands certain things and how to go viral. And I definitely think that it's easy for him to see. I know he's fascinated with the Kardashians and I know he's fascinated with people that's built wealth.
Yeah.
And I know he's caught up in pop culture. I definitely know he's caught up in pop culture. So yeah, I believe along with him and his team, I believe he can be that calculated. Yes.
Yeah.
I believe you might be giving him a little bit too much credit when it comes to that.
Not him, but his whole team. Everybody.
I got you. And I don't know how big his team is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it's just just for me looking at it, I ain't see the tape. I ain't got no interest in watching it or hearing it or whatever.
Yeah,
I ain't got no interest in it. But it just seemed like he's trying to correct some missteps that he took. So he's so it's like damage control, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Damage control, so to speak, when it come to that. But I heard about the styles he supposed to be hanging out with and things like that. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. You know, I'm comfortable enough in my sexuality that I can have a conversation with somebody who's openly gay or, you understand, or homosexual. Conversation. What's up, dude? Yeah, I'm not caught up. Oh, man, you know what I mean? You gay and I'm not, so we can't even talk. Or, you know what I'm saying? So I don't get caught up in things like that. But this whole thing, like you say, Mike, is almost like a celebrity type. That's stuff that celebrities do. You know what I'm saying? That's just like par for the course and things like. You know what I mean? It just seems like it's par for the course, man. But you know, it's just interesting after that. You know, the rumor been going around for a while. You know, they question his homosexuality, but you know what I'm saying? And then he, all of a sudden he make this tape.
Don't they say that like they like I heard somebody say in show business like that everybody who make a certain amount of money get a lot of stars go through that, like when people question their sexuality. You know, famous people, you know what I mean? But I guess if you
not all of them though, not all of them. I ain't never heard nobody question Denzel's.
Right, yeah, and I was going to say, yeah, Denzel.
Not once.
But if
Denzel always moved a certain way too.
Yes, he does.
You understand what I'm saying? And I never heard about Denzel's sexuality being questioned, but I heard about his infidelity being questioned one time. So right. So like I say, if it ain't one, it's the other. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, you know what I mean? So you know.
Yeah, so but so Jim from up north said it felt a little too set up.
Right.
Yeah. And so I just think he should have just let the whole thing go because it just prolongs it. You know what I mean? Like it'll die down and then he'll do
that's what I'm about to say. Instead of a 2-day story, now it turned into a 2-week story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right.
But I think he wants that too.
Right. That's what I'm about to say. He can very well. That's what he wants. You know what I'm saying?
He capitalizing off of it.
Right.
When he did that live stream with Ocho to explain.
Yeah.
I think they said at one point he had over 400 and some thousand people in his live chat watching it.
Yeah. Cha-ching, you know.
Hey, come on, man. Hey.
Right.
Yeah. And listen, as far as him being calculated, he saw how viral he went with the gay rumors. You don't think he thought this wouldn't go viral?
Yeah. Well, his Cat Williams interview was big. The gay rumors was big. So you know.
Yeah. I'm with Cameron on this. Like Cameron said, he said, my man ain't went viral in a while. I'm calling Cap on this. He said, all the things you got to do to go on Instagram Live, it ain't just a matter of butt dialing. You got to do different things to go.
Yeah.
How about that? How about that?
Yeah. I think it's at least 3 steps you got to do to go like
something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I never did it, but that's what they say. Yeah, it's like
3 steps you gotta do. You know what I mean?
you gotta go into the program, and then you gotta hit go live, and then once you hit go live, then you gotta hit start.
And then it was, and the audio was real clear. He said, I just threw my phone somewhere, but it was so clear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he paid the girl. I wouldn't even be surprised the whole thing would stay. I wouldn't be surprised, man.
Right.
Yeah.
At this juncture, I wouldn't be.
Right.
You know, first thing he said, let's just think about this. You come on and you supposedly feel bad. And you had to call your children, and you got a responsibility to the company you work for and all this, and you apologizing, but then you turn around and be like, but I get it in. Didn't I tell you I get it in, Ocho? He started bragging about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gay today.
That's crazy, man. That's
yes. Come on, man. Yeah. Talking about she probably needed some ice down there. You
That's
know,
the
when you get
world
that
we
thing
in.
stretched out. Yeah, all this stuff,
That's
man.
the
Come
world
on,
we
man.
in right now, man. That's
That's
the
the
world
world
we
we in.
in,
Yep,
man.
yep.
That's crazy.
But the thing that's wild to me, it ain't wild. It's interesting. Shannon, like almost 60 years old. He in his 50s, man.
Mhm, mhm.
He in his late 50s.
Right.
You get what I'm
And that's
saying?
like who, like who at this stage in their career or their life really is like that's something like college kids would do, like brag, you know what I mean? Be like caught up in like
Yeah,
how many wins
yeah,
or their conquests and stuff like
yeah.
that.
And
So
see,
yeah,
damn, you said that, man, and that brought me to this. If you are a single heterosexual male, that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? You know what I'm saying? So why you gotta? Oh man, I told you I'd be getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to be. You know,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't have all the money you got and everything. I wouldn't assume anything different.
Exactly,
right,
exactly. That's right.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. So
yeah.
Y'all hear
So
what Michael Irvin said?
no, what's
what?
Michael said he called him to do his show, to do that show. And he said, no, I couldn't. I didn't want to. He said, no. He said, see, Ocho and Shannon can talk because when they was playing, they wasn't killing nothing out there. He said, me, I was killing too much. If I did something like that, all kinds of dead bodies be popping up. And Cam said, oh, you got dead bodies in the vacant, huh? And he just started laughing. He was saying he was knocking everything moving. So Shannon and
Yeah,
them wasn't. That's what he was trying to say. And then they was making
yeah.
fun because he said it only was like a minute and something long. No, they was having fun with it, man. They was riding them, man. Michael Irvin was riding them. Michael said there'd have been all kinds of dead bodies popping up out of there.
you say, boy,
Oh Lord.
you weren't working for that long. It was only a minute. You weren't working for that
Yeah, that's what he tried to say.
Right.
And then look, and Shannon even addressed that. Oh, because Chad said something about that. He said, "Oh, I was 25 minutes in by then."
Oh,
It's
man.
like, come on, man, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
This guy,
yeah, yeah,
he too old for that kind of nonsense.
Right,
yeah,
right,
Yeah.
right.
yeah. So if you 25 minutes in, but you only got a minute and some, it's no way your phone just go live like that
Right.
in the
You
middle. It just don't happen. It
Right.
just don't happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he got an excuse for everything though.
So listen,
yeah,
just
yeah.
like I said, I didn't see it or anything. So is it a video or is it just the audio?
Audio.
Gotcha.
That's the
Gotcha.
audio.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right,
Oh,
all right, man.
Shannon, man.
Before we get out of here, man, some games coming on today, man. I want y'all opinion on these games, right? Like, all right, so today at 1:00, you got the 49ers going up against the Vikings, man. Who y'all like in that game?
I like the 49ers, but you know Christian McCaffrey on the IR. So he's gonna be out the next 4 games and stuff. But that boy who replaced him,
Yes.
he was running like crazy, man. The other
Yes.
day. My man
Against the
running
Jets.
like crazy. And
Yes.
he's a rookie.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So yeah, but
The
I like
the Shanahan run system. He got it from his father. That's a system, bro.
that is absolutely correct.
Yep.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah, yeah. He said, why you gotta do me like that? The Vikings, man. Hey, I'm gonna say this to him, Jim. I was surprised, pleasantly surprised on how Sam Darnold played last week.
Me
Didn't
too.
they win?
Me
Didn't
too.
Minnesota beat?
Me too. Me
Did
too.
they win the game?
I can't remember.
What?
I can't remember, but I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
he played okay. I know he
Yeah.
played all right.
Yeah, he played pretty good.
The
Yeah.
the Vikings win last week.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give Minnesota a shot, but the 49ers is the 49ers, baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
49ers.
Yeah, they beat the Giants. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, all right, the
Yeah.
next game, come on at 1:00. The Seahawks at the Patriots. The Patriots ain't look bad last week.
They
Not
look
at all.
good, actually. They look
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
man. They really look good, man. I'm telling you, man. And I think Cincinnati, man, is not all what people want to make them out to be either. And they having a disgruntled player, a disgruntled star player. And he felt as though that they lied to him during the offseason. He was under the impression, you know what I mean, they was going to get him signed and give him his bread, and that didn't happen. So, you know what I mean, Jamal Chase, so he's disgruntled, man, and Burrow didn't look good. So, you know what I mean, he would like to see with them, man. You got to, you know what I mean.
Well, Cincinnati,
but what about Seattle?
They start out slow, though.
Yeah, they do start off slow tradition.
They do. Seattle.
What about Seattle though? What did Seattle do last week?
Seattle looked good. They won. I forgot who they beat though, but they beat Denver last week.
Okay.
And but Geno looked okay. They run game looked all right, and they defense. But they was playing against Bo Nix, a rookie too. So you got to factor.
Yeah, they was playing against a rookie. Yeah,
you know
that's a toss up. But I will say. That rookie quarterback in New England got to go up against Mike McDonald, the guy that left Baltimore, coordinator. He the coach now, so I think he gonna face a stingier defense a little bit. Cincinnati ain't known for defense.
He the coach of Seattle.
Yeah. So
right.
So in New England playing a rookie quarterback, so that's not gonna be a cakewalk for him up there.
No,
you know what I mean.
Brissett ain't playing. He hurt.
I thought the rookie played.
No, they ain't.
Bruce.
They ain't.
Drake May didn't play. Okay.
He didn't start. Yeah, they didn't start. Okay. But I don't know if he got hurt. You know what I mean? I don't know if he made.
No, I don't think he did. But even with that, he's a quality journeyman quarterback. But they're gonna face something in Seattle, so I don't know. That's a toss up. Yeah.
So Tom, who you like, the Seahawks or the Patriots then in that game?
It's a toss up for me.
I like Seattle I like Seattle because I want Geno. I want Geno to get a win. I want Geno to get another win, man. He looked okay last week. Geno, I'm talking about, he looked okay, but they run game and they defense, man, really helped them, man. Really helped them.
Yeah. And they, well coached. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Seattle, they got a new, you know what I mean? They got a new regime up there in New England.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, both teams. I mean, Mike McDonald, we know what he did here in Baltimore as a coordinator, but he ain't coach now. That's a whole new thing up there too. So,
yeah. All right. And so now the Giants and the Commanders, what y'all think about them?
Man, I hope the Commanders kill them.
Okay, I'm going with Washington in that
they kill them because I like the boy Daniels. I like the quarterback, Mike. He won the Heisman last year. I like him. Yeah. What they coach said though. They got to change up the play calling from last week because they say he ran the ball 16 times. He said, man, I definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
Right.
I definitely don't want him running the ball 16 times. So, you know what I mean? Look for them to hand it off.
He's got to go through his progressions. He's got to trust the line a little bit. Don't take off so soon. I don't know if they always design runs.
Right.
Might have just been instinct. First read ain't there, take off running.
That's just what I want to say, Clayton. That first read ain't there, he takes off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to go through your progressions.
You got to go through your progressions.
Yeah, you got to go through your progressions.
But I'd much rather have him doing that now at this stage of his career than making a mistake. Because that's like taking care of the ball to some degree. So,
you don't want him getting hit 16 times a game.
Nah, you don't. You're right. You don't.
You don't want to get hit. And I think that's what the coach maybe mean about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's a lot of it is positive yardage, you still getting popped 16 times.
Yeah, you're getting popped.
So the hits start taking effect.
What about the Chargers and the Panthers?
Oh, come on. And the Panthers ain't beat nobody this year. And I feel so bad for Bryce Young because that's my little cat. But he ain't got nothing down there. They ain't doing nothing with the Chargers.
Listen, man. I watch. To answer your question, Mike, I'll take San Diego. But I watch Bryce Young, in the pocket, delivering the ball, man. He really looks bad, man.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about making the wrong read. I'm just talking about the actual throws. You know what I mean? He missing guys high, missing guys, behind him.
Right.
Yeah, he's, you know what I mean? Just like the throws itself, man. He don't look good, man. I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and I know they didn't put the team around him. They don't have nothing in Carolina.
They don't have nothing in Carolina. Just look at Baker. I heard y'all talking about Baker when I joined. Baker looked horrible in Carolina. Went to Tampa. Now he playing solid football. I just loved watching Bryce at Alabama. I thought he
Yeah,
could throw. He was accurate. He was athletic. He was mobile. I just think right now it's in his head. You know, they threw him out there with that bad line last
They
year. He
never
got
should have did that.
destroyed.
They never should have
So
did
yeah, they should never did that. And I think now
that.
it might be mental. It might be mental. He might be sped up automatically because he don't have no trust. And
Right.
so
So
I just
he's
feel
rushing
bad for the kid.
so he's
Yeah.
rushing everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So what about the Saints and the Cowboys? Who y'all like in that game?
Dallas.
That should be a good game though, because what's his name? Oh man, the quarterback used to be with Oakland. He was the Saints now.
Carr.
Man, he looked good last week.
Yeah.
He looked good last week, man. So I still got Dallas to this game though. I still got Dallas there. Man, but Carl looked good last week.
Yeah, he can give you some good games. He can give you some good games. That's true.
Yeah.
I just like Dallas. I think Dallas going to do something this year. And I ain't no Dallas fan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say that with man on here, but yeah, you know,
right?
Yeah. I like
that's his team.
Dallas
That's his team. Right.
Yeah, that's his team. So I ain't, you know. But all right. So what y'all think about the Colts and the Packers? I like that quarterback from the Packers. I think what's the kid name for the Packers? The quarterback.
Jordan Love. Yeah.
You know he out, Mike.
Huh?
You know he out.
He out?
Yeah, he got hurt. He got hurt at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yep. End of the game against Philly. Yep.
Sure did. They say like 3 to 6 weeks.
Yep.
Oh man.
That's gonna put them behind the 8 ball too.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna put them behind the 8 ball too.
They need all the help they can get for real.
Right.
And who they play again?
They playing the Colts and the Packers.
Yeah, and I like Anthony Richardson.
You like Anthony?
I want to see him play. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to see him yet.
Yeah. So Jordan. All right. So Jordan Love is out for at least
a month.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So, all right. So the Browns and the Jaguars. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars, right? I think Wichita just got too many issues. What's his name?
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it's just too. I don't know how much longer he even gonna be in football. You know what I mean? He got more.
I know, man.
And then he got so many legal issues not dying down.
Well, with that situation, I never felt he had issues. I think the only issue he had is when he told Houston, I'm not playing for y'all no more, trade me. Once he did that, all these allegations came up. None of these women went to the police. They all tried to sue him. It worked. They traded him to Cleveland, and now Cleveland want to get out from under it. So here come another one. I don't believe a lot of this stuff. No disrespect to the women, but if you being assaulted like that, you go to the police. None of them did. So I believe once you start playing hardball with this league, you talking about millions of dollars. I gave you a big contract. You telling me you want out? I think they made life miserable for him. I think that attorney paid them girls to come forward, not to go too far in the weeds with this. But Deshaun mentally is destroyed. He's destroyed up here. You can forget about it. But I still think the Jaguars gonna have their hands full dealing with Cleveland defense.
I agree with that.
That's it, Clay. I agree with everything you say. I agree with everything you think about Houston and all that, how things ain't come out so when he wanted to leave. Because Houston ain't want to pay him, so he traded him, you know what I mean, whatever. Because I don't know if y'all remember this though. He was on his way to Atlanta. I mean, actually on the plane to Atlanta. Cleveland came in at the 11th hour and offered that contract. And he said, turn this motherfucker around. You know what I'm saying? He went to Cleveland.
And J.J. Watt, when he retired, he walked off that field and he said, I want to apologize to Deshaun Watson for us wasting his career and the team not doing what they needed to do for this kid. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins, his best receiver. So they were showing him, and he wanted to have input on the players they put around him. He still went out there the next year and led the league in passing. And I think he was done with the organization, and they played hardball with him. because they wasn't willing to trade him and everything. He sat out a whole year, remember?
Yeah.
With the contract dispute.
No.
Before they even got rid of him. Yeah.
No. He ain't set out. If he didn't play, it was an injury. Now he could have been faking an injury, but he ain't like, so he ain't do like a 11-yard bell type thing. Yeah, he ain't do nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't do like that. He might have like refused to go for camp. You know how they do that.
Yeah.
Type thing. Yeah, but it wasn't the whole year though.
Yeah.
It wasn't the whole year.
Yeah.
But then when the suspension came, that was like 11 games when he was with Cleveland.
Yeah. That was even more time. Yeah. But he done. Up here, he done.
Yeah. Well, before we move on, Jim up north want to know how's Trevor Lawrence going to do this year?
Crash.
I like Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback.
I like him.
I just don't think it's enough.
I like him.
Man, I think, man, that I put him and that dude, Justin Herbert, almost in the same category, man. That they give these guys, they crown these guys way too soon, man. And they haven't really done anything, man. I know he went to the playoffs. Matter of fact, they beat the Chargers. The Chargers was up on them. They came back and beat them. But they give these guys too much too soon, man. And I was real high on Trevor Lawrence, man. Not so much anymore, man. Not so much.
You was high on him?
Yeah, man. I was on Trevor Lawrence, man. I was like, man, he gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And he got Doug Peterson down there. You know, he a quarterback coach. Doug Peterson, you know what I mean? He won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. You know what I mean? So he a quarterback coach. I don't know, man.
I think he gonna have a solid bounce back year. I do, barring injury. I really do.
Because they already said, man, Drew Peterson might be on the first thing smoking. Like if they get off to a slow start first half of the year, you know, they say he might be on the first thing smoking out of there. So
might be.
Yeah.
But who they play today?
They played
what do you say? Chargers?
The Browns.
Oh, the Browns.
The Browns, that's tough.
Yeah. So Jim said, let me see, they paid him a pile of money, but they haven't built a team around. And see, that's the thing. I like him, except for that's the only problem. He don't have he don't have a strong running game, and his receivers are like middle of the pack.
But the year they went to the playoffs, they beat the Ravens. I thought their running game was great. I thought they had a lot of speed out there. They had an excellent run game, and then they could stretch the field. And then they added the kid Ridley, who got suspended for gambling. They added him. So I thought they really was ready to go. Yeah.
We got him from Atlanta.
Yeah. So I don't understand Jacksonville right now. I think they got the talent.
Me.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
so
see.
What about let me see, the Jets and the Titans?
The Jets should win that game. If they don't, man, the Jets in trouble. If the Jets
oh boy,
man,
they don't win, it's gonna be a long week for Aaron Rodgers in there.
I'm telling you, man. And as bad as that quarterback, Steve, look, what's his name? Levi's. Levi's look, man. Yeah,
I take the Jets in that game.
They gotta win it. They gotta win it, Clay. They gotta win that game.
Yeah, they have to. I thought the Jets looked solid in spurts. I thought that one drive they went right down the field. It was on schedule. It looked good.
Bang, bang,
so
bang.
I think in spurts, that was it.
They was playing the 49ers too. So you know what I mean? Yeah.
So so Jim from up north said this is a get back game for Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, sir. Ron. Yeah, he got you. He got you, man. You can't lose to no damn Tennessee, man, and talk about they gonna be in the mix at the end of the year for what I mean. Champion. They can't do that.
Yeah.
They can't do that.
All right. So all right. What about the Buccaneers and the Lions? That's gonna be a good game, I think.
That is gonna be a good game. That is gonna be a good game. I take Detroit in it, but that's a good game.
Yeah, I take Detroit in it, but that's gonna be a contest.
A good game, man.
Yeah, I think whenever Baker have to go up against a real formidable defense and stuff, they can push him into his weaknesses, And I think you can turn Baker over, here and there. So.
In a crucial moment or down the stretch or something, you'll be able to turn him over.
Yeah, you can turn him over, not even just in crucial moments, but you can turn Baker over. He'll give you a few in crucial games and against formidable opponents. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so everybody here going with the Lions. You with the
Yeah.
Lions?
Yeah. I think Detroit. I like Dan Campbell, man. I like what he's doing with that team up in Detroit, man.
Yeah.
He's doing some good things with them, man. Yeah. So yeah, I like Detroit.
But I do like Boyles, the coach for Tampa. I like him. His mindset too.
Yes, for sure.
All right, so let me see. All right, the Ravens and the Raiders.
Man, Baltimore gonna kill them, man.
Yeah,
Baltimore gonna kill them, man. The Raiders ain't got no quarterback.
They don't. Yeah.
Let me say this though. Let me say this. Last year, the Colts beat them, and guess who the quarterback was? Minshew.
It was
Minshew. Yes.
Yeah, Flacco's with the Cleveland last year.
And Minshew, and they beat the Ravens.
Man,
yeah.
Hey, bet me a Pepsi Zero.
I'm not. Listen, the Ravens 10-point favorites.
Yeah,
they should run away with it, but they also on upset alert.
Man, not with Vegas, man. Not with Vegas, man. And you know what? I want my man Antonio Pierce to do well too, man. I want him to do well, man.
Yeah. And they got a game disruptor in that one boy.
Crosby
for the Raiders. Yes.
Oh yeah.
He official.
Yeah.
He official. Yeah. Official, man. Ain't no question.
And the Ravens missing that guy Noy, whoever. They missing him.
Yeah.
Eric Van Noy or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Max Crosby's the guy. So I mean the Ravens is heavily favored. I'm just playing around, but I am putting them more up. I am putting them more upset alert.
But look, long as they got my man, what's my receiver? The receiver out there. As long as you got him, you got a shot.
Devontae Adams. Yes.
Devontae Adams. As long as you got him.
And Marlon Humphreys, to me, he's long in the tooth now. To me, he ain't what he used to be.
I agree with that. I agree with that. You know what I mean? Age of tricking. You know what I mean? The injuries.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
And I like Marlon Humphreys. I like him a lot. Yeah. He ain't the player.
I just don't like the Ravens being such heavy because the line moved. It moved from 8 to 10 and had all the money on the Ravens and all that. That's an upset alert.
What happened? Why do you think the line moved? What?
Whenever the line moves, they're trying to balance the betting out. That's how I know gambling to be. It's not really about, sometimes it's about who injured, whether, but most of the time they moving it because for whatever reason, they want the betting to be balanced in that game. And if the money don't move with the line, a lot of times you got to stay with the hotel. That underdog come through. That's all I'm saying. That's why I say watching that game.
You say the line is 10?
Now,
So they're gonna win by 11. So like you say,
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? Somebody they gonna win, but they ain't gonna win by 11. You know what I'm saying? So
right. That's what they would have. Right. So it could be just that the public lose their money betting with them, or it could be a flat out. A lot of times you see that happens a lot. So I was just throwing that out there though, just to add something to the sports talk. You know.
So
just to poke the bear a little bit. Yeah.
So Jim from up north say the Ravens right that ship this weekend. I think everybody agree, you know what I mean, that the Ravens.
Okay.
I think you're gonna
they better because they got Dallas next week. Go ahead.
I think you're gonna see a heavy dose of what's the name, man, Derrick Henry today too. I think they're gonna run him a lot more than they did in week 1.
But do you think Lamar gonna be under center then?
See, that's the thing, Mike. See, because Derrick Henry, he used you know what I mean. He ain't used to somebody handing it off like almost like a lateral. You know what I'm saying? He used to getting it when he got like a 1 or 2 step. You know what I mean? Start. So that
come downhill.
Get it like that. It's almost like he's starting from a standstill position. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So he would have to be. Mike.
I will say this. This could be a game where he won't have to have a lot of courage to really get his yards.
Yeah.
He could go for 120 on 12, 13 carries, you know. You know what I mean? And then Lamar can have another 9 and go for 100. This could be a game where like that, like where they get their yards without giving them the ball 20 times. You know what I'm saying? So
I think though, because of who the Ravens are playing, this would be the perfect opportunity for them to practice putting Lamar under center, and having Derrick Henry do what he do best.
Right.
You don't agree, Clint?
Only because they need this win.
They need to win, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't think you take chances.
I think that because of like I said, I think like they can still do this without jeopardizing the game. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Without jeopardizing that win.
Okay.
Yeah. But all right. So the next game we got the Rams and the Cardinals.
The Rams.
I'm going with the Rams. Yeah. I ain't got. Yeah.
The Rams got firepower, man. The Rams got firepower, and you got Matthew Stafford pulling the trigger, man. That dude can do it, man. He can spin it, man.
Yeah. I like the Rams too. What y'all think about Kyler Murray, though? What y'all think about Kyler Murray?
Man, Kyler Murray, man, when they put that in his contract, man, that he had to watch more film and stuff, man, that told me all I need to know about Kyler Murray. It did, man. That told me all I need to know about him, man. He's a guy that relies solely on his physical talent.
His physical talent.
Yep. He relies solely on that, man. Man, and then you got to throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., man, and he going to say something to the effect, oh, it ain't my job or something like that. Man, you got this stud receiver, man. You got to throw this ball. I think he got targeted 3 or 4 times. Right.
You got weapons like you can't use no weapon.
Exactly. That's exactly what your job is, to get the ball to the playmakers. Right. So, man, I don't know, man. You know. He don't seem like he a real cerebral type quarterback, man. You know, I know he does a lot of damage, you know, outside the pocket, and he moves the pocket and things like that. And he a little guy. So he might have to move around so he can see his passing lanes. You know what I'm saying? Because the offensive linemen are taller than him. He can't really see over him, man. But
he's a small cat.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, he got a hell of an arm and he's very accurate. I give him that. But that's about it.
Yeah.
All right. So, he can move. He can, you know what I'm saying? He can move and he can make plays with his legs and things like that. But, you know what I mean? You got to throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., man. Yeah, that's just you draft that guy number 4 overall. That's why. He went 3rd or 4th overall. That's why. That's why you did that. Yeah, you know.
What about the next game we got up is the Bengals and the Chiefs. I actually think this is gonna be a good game. I think this
always is.
I think
it always is.
I think they're gonna smoke them, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think Cincinnati got too much internal strife going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Them not having Jamar Chase dialed in, man. That's a problem. And then that New England defense, they shut Joe Burrow and them down. They ain't scored till like the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they ain't scored it like midway through the 3rd quarter, towards the end of the 3rd quarter, man. So I mean, I know Kansas City defense ain't all that, but you know, but
offensively,
Chris Jones is though. Chris Jones is a game interrupter. He's a game disruptor. You know, but I just think Cincinnati do a little bit too much talking for me in some situations. But they do play, you know, Kansas City well based on their history. But I think Kansas City, I think they clean up some of their mistakes from week 1. They done had, I mean, days rest so far. They've had a lot of rest because they played on Thursday night and they home. Yeah, so I get the edge. Kansas City probably go ahead and put it on them this week.
And they got the referees. Never forget that. The referees always, you know what I mean, on their side too. So don't forget that. So you always got to factor that in too. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Referees and no referees, they got number 15.
Man,
that boy, he's the best ad-libber in the game.
I mean, all right, man. We ain't gonna have this conversation, but I'm gonna talk about that game against the Ravens when they was that they right tackle never lined up on the line of scrimmage and always was getting a head start, stepping back. They never called it. The Ravens did it one time or twice. They call that. They don't miss that. That's home cooking, man. You know, and I got when I watch Kansas City games when they play at home, which is rare.
They play at home today.
Same thing all the time, man.
Yeah, and that's what Jim said. Jim from up north said, and they play at home, which is a tough place. You know,
That's a tough place to play. I'm Arrowhead.
Tough to play there. Yeah, so that's a good point.
Yeah, it is. It's tough to play up there. It is.
Yeah. So all right, next game we got up. We got your Steelers versus the Broncos, right?
And maybe we'll kill them.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Pittsburgh gonna kill them, but they should win. I'm disappointed in Pittsburgh because they only put up field goals against Atlanta to win, and I was looking for a little bit more from them.
I was looking for way more.
Yeah.
But then I blame a lot of that. You know, I give my team credit. You know what I'm saying? But I blame a lot of that on Atlanta not making adjustments for TJ Watt. They never put a tight end over there on that side, man, to help with him, man. And they just told that tackle, man, you got to block him, and he couldn't.
Yeah,
and he the one that single-handedly, man, disrupted that whole game, man. They single-handedly disrupted the whole game. And Atlanta never made an adjustment. He never made an adjustment, man. And he was living in the backfield the whole time. Before the offense, I saw some things with Justin Fields. I think by him coming in, he getting the second straight start, working with the first team, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit more relaxed and things. Because he had a 70% completion percentage. You know, it's just when it was time to cash it in, he couldn't, cash it in or whatever. You know what I mean? It seemed like he tensed up a little bit down there when he got close, on their side of the field, deep on their side of the field. Not necessarily red zone, but you know what I mean? It seemed like he tensed up, worrying about this not make a mistake type thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but
I love the fact that Pittsburgh willing to win however way they win. They're not caught up in how we do it. So that's one good thing.
Yeah, yeah. That's they are a tough defense and running team anyway. Always. So
that's always gonna give them a chance. And then Coach T, man, and then they going against Bo Nix. I kind of wish Russ was starting so he could get that revenge back against Sean Payton chump ass, but you know what I'm saying? But I like their chances. It's in Denver, ain't it, Mike? The game in Denver, ain't it?
Yeah.
Russ don't want to play.
With 2 road games right off the breaks. Okay.
Russ don't want to play. All right.
So we got next game up. We got the Bears at the at the Texans.
I got Houston.
Texans.
Yeah, I got Texans. Now let me ask y'all this: y'all see Caleb Williams last week?
I didn't see much of it. I seen highlights.
He didn't look good at all, but they won.
Yeah,
they won. He threw the ball 29 times for I think like 92, 93 yards.
Yeah.
He didn't look good at all. You know what I'm saying? And he's finding out because a couple times he broke containment, but them linebackers was running them down though. You know what I mean? He's not playing, Fresno State no more.
No, sir.
Yeah, he's seeing with them linebackers, they can run them down. So and they always say, oh man, he's good on the move, making plays, like you always say, Clayton, making plays outside the pocket and things like that. But yeah, they was flying around out there, and if Tennessee don't do their quarterback don't do that crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? They'd have beat them. They'd have beat Chicago. So
I'm high on the Texans, period, though.
Yeah,
I'm high on them this year. I'm high on them.
I want them
barring injury.
I want them to do it, man. I don't want to crown them. I want them to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just high on them. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they do. And Stephon Diggs, man, real quick. Stephon Diggs, this is the 3rd team. Don't go down there and be the diva that you were in Minnesota and Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? Leave CJ alone and let him play, man. You know what I'm saying? Leave him alone and let him play. You ain't gonna get the ball like you think you should. You're not gonna get the ball like you think you should, man. But leave him alone, man. You got weapons down there. They got Joe Mixon down there. They got from Cincinnati.
And what's the other guy, the wide receiver? Nico.
Is his name Deal? D-E-A-L? Dell. Is it Dell or Deal?
I thought they had somebody named Nico too.
I don't know that. But they got they got hurt last.
Yeah, they got weapons.
Yeah, so they got talent down there, man. And my man coaching them. So the defense rocks out too.
Who's that? The coach, Nico Collins.
D'Amico Ryans. He the
D'Amico Ryans is the coach. They got a wide receiver named Nico Collins. He nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right. So Jim from up north say, Bears versus Titans. This is a Sunday night game. I wish they had a different
one. Yeah. Well, I like watching CJ, so that might be a game with CJ be in his bag a little bit. So
But see, go back to what we was talking about your man down in Carolina. What's his name?
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. You see what Chicago did for Caleb Williams? They got him receivers. Matter of fact, took the boy from down Carolina. They got receivers.
DJ Moore, they brought him up.
They built the defense up and stuff like that to give him a shot. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do that for my man down Carolina. They didn't do that for him.
Nope.
But
they gave up so much, I think, to get that pick. So they did. They got some. We'll see.
They did, right. You know what I mean? We'll see how they, you know what I mean? I'll pull him, man. I wouldn't let him go in there and take that beating, man. You know what I mean? And he's not a big guy. He's not
small,
a big man.
He's small cat.
Right.
Small cat.
Hey, look, do y'all agree with Jim from up north when he say the Bears are boring to watch, though? Y'all agree that the Bears are boring to watch?
Yes.
Well, they used to be. I'm gonna give Khalib a little time. Like, I'm gonna give it some time. They got that one wide receiver they brought over. Yeah, but they brought the one from what was the guy? That Evans.
Right.
They got Evans and they got the guy DJ Moore and so I'm gonna give it some time. But synonymously the Bears was boring to watch. I give them that. But I'm gonna give them some time this year.
They got Swift. They got Swift at the running back that used to be with Detroit a couple years ago.
I see what he's saying. He say a Vikings fan, so that's that. Yeah, and that's exactly right.
We gotta take that into account, right?
It makes sense.
That's coming from a Vikings fan.
A Vikings fan,
I mean, it's still a solid point, though. They are, boring to watch.
I'm gonna give him a chance. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a chance.
But
man.
All right. And so the last game, the Falcons and the Eagles.
That's the Monday night
game. Philly easy. Philly easy.
Yeah.
I got 2 words. Saquon Barkley. He's opened everything up.
That's the only 2 words you need.
Yeah, he really
Saquon Barkley.
He really do get his team a whole different look.
He does.
Yes.
He does a whole different look.
He does. Because he had 3 touchdowns, man, and then he can catch the ball on the backfield. You don't have to take him off the field on 3rd and long. You ain't got to take him off the field, man. Passing situations. Yeah, man.
That's why all running backs aren't created equal. If I got a back that can play every down, can go out and pass, I'm not paying him market. I'm paying him the value to my team.
Right.
Right. And that's the only thing I don't like about that whole thing with running backs. But
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You know what I mean? All running backs aren't created equal.
They're not created equal. No.
True. Yeah. I think he takes a lot of pressure off Jalen Hurts. I think he take a lot of pressure off of him, man. Yeah. He takes a lot of pressure off.
Now, if the Ravens would have got him in free agency instead of Derrick Henry, I'd be all in on Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yep.
They had a chance to get him there. I don't know why they didn't pull the trigger on that, though.
Just seeing the thing is, and right. You know what? I didn't know if I thought he would end up there, but I thought he had a better shot going to Baltimore than the Eagles. And you couldn't have told me, you couldn't have told me that Derrick Henry wasn't going to end up in Dallas.
In Dallas. I thought he'd be in Dallas, too.
Henry was going to end up in Dallas. Yep.
My phone dying, fellas.
All right, I'm great.
I gotta save some so I can get back up the way. I'm leaving out of here about 3:00 because I want to be home at 4 for the Indiana Fever Dallas Wings game. I'm all in.
That's
what's I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate Jim from up north and everybody else who tuned in, man.
And thanks for the plug. Thanks for the support, Mike. I see it. Y'all enjoy, man. All right. I'm out.
All right.
Y'all soon.
All right. Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody. Jim, you too, man. Have a good day. Appreciate you tuning in and participating. And we'll see you all next Sunday at 11 a.m. With that being said, yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll check y'all out next Sunday. Peace, and we are out.